Today in the podcast, a lot of truth comes out.
A lot of
honesty,
feelings.
A lot of feelings.
Yeah, not just, for me and you too.
Yeah, do you guys want to know how I feel about cauliflower crust?
Or Batman.
I'm not holding anything back.
How does Obi feel about Batman in the DC world?
How does Nikki feel about Matt Damon?
No, that one was a... And I think I want to make sure I'm not too mean about Jason Statham. I don't want to be too mean about him, but he's in there too. You'll find out, guys. It's okay. It's not pretty at some points.
It gets real.
It gets real.
It gets real, okay?
I think we're tired.
Some truth comes out.
It's okay. So just listen,
Maybe
but know that she doesn't really mean to be mean.
A little too much honesty, you think?
Perhaps. Even though it's not mean if you don't like someone. I like to be respectful with that. I don't like them in that role. I'll say it this way. I feel they're not right for the role. Okay. I'm sure they could totally do it.
Nikki, the casting director, says, you know what? You're great.
Yeah.
And you're a great person and you're very talented, but this is just not what we see in this role.
It's truly it's not you, it's me, as the casting thing. So you'll hear all that coming up.
But you know what? I'm casting for another movie next week. I'm going to keep you in mind for that.
Yeah, you let someone down easy.
Yeah. So, but that's not what happens in this podcast.
We'll work more on that tomorrow. Sorry.
That's Nikki casting vision for future podcasts.
That's right. Yeah. That's right.
So you guys enjoy today, and we will, hopefully be back tomorrow. Lord willing, and the creek don't rise.
Make sure you don't forget. You can also comment. So if you have some other options for characters, again, as you'll hear the podcast, you'll know what we're talking about. Feel free to text us 877-2RadioU, or if you message us at RadioU Riot on Facebook or post on the wall there, we'll see him and we can talk about it tomorrow.
Okay,
have a great day.
Bye.
We love everybody. We do.
We do.
Every actor and actress.
The Riot is an award-winning morning show.
It's literally a medal for sucking.
Now that is a medal for trying.
Okay.
Radio U.
Guys, we gotta make some changes around here, okay? We gotta make some changes. We gotta go to a 4-day work week.
A 4-day one? And just not do Friday. We literally had someone who years ago, before that became popular, wanted to do that, but the problem is never disclosed that's what they wanted to do.
No, once they got the job and they were like, I can't work 5 days a week.
Fridays, that doesn't work. But I feel if everybody was on board and everybody knew and the business knew, then maybe that would be a good thing.
Hey, I'm in. Sign me up for a 4-day work week.
So would you rather not have Friday or not have a Monday?
But the only thing is, if you eliminate Monday, then it becomes Tuesday. You're like, I can't believe I have to go back on Tuesday.
So you'd rather have Monday?
I would rather work 4 10s than 5 8s.
Yeah.
I would absolutely, if you gave me the option to do 4 10-hour work days, I would absolutely do it.
I maybe would think Wednesday would be good, then that way you have a middle of the week break.
No, see, I would rather have some consistent days off. Hey, I got 3 days in a row. So if I wanted to take off on a Friday night, come back on a Monday night or whatever.
You could.
It would all be stacked together that way. I was looking at some research here. They're saying that there was a company in New Zealand. They gave their employees a 4-day work week. They said overall stress, quote unquote, in the company dropped 7%. 78% of workers felt more in control of their work-life balance compared to 54%
So they
on
felt
an 8-day.
like they could get the stuff done during the 4 days instead of 5?
Yeah, I think
Does
so.
that say they didn't have enough to do, though? Or are you just more motivated to be faster with it?
Well, it'd be interesting to see how it works long-term, because I feel like if you said to me, hey, Obadiah, if you work a little harder, you can have Friday off, I'd be like, show me how hard it needs to happen.
Well, some people then take longer days. So they're technically still working 5 days of hours, but they work longer on other days to then not have that on Friday.
Beautiful. Let's do it. I'm in.
Well, you're already working. What's another couple extra hours?
Yeah, why not, right? Heck, you end up doing stuff at night anyway. Might as well just get that day off. Let's do it. So, well, they say, again, as I said, stress overall came down. They also say it works better with your circadian rhythm. They say that you, on the third day of having 2 days off, is the day that you'll actually end up getting the most sleep and rest.
Sure.
So you're more ready to go back to work.
So if you had that third day to actually rest,
yeah, you would really get your
then
rest
you'd
in.
actually be able to have the benefits from it.
I will tell you something that I've been doing in my own life is that I've been trying to take Saturday off. And so that means that anything that I've got to do like around whatever it is. So it's like if I'm supposed to mow the lawn or do my laundry or whatever, I do that on Friday or Sunday. But on Saturday, no chores, no work. And I also have gotten into very little internet with no social media. So the idea is like Saturday is a day.
You're actually taking a breather from things and people.
Yeah, like just completely trying to unplug from everything, taking that day, setting it aside. But then it does. To do that, you have to do extra work on the other days. Like Friday and Sunday, you have to have stuff that you are more ready to do.
But I think if you knew that and you were okay with that, then that wouldn't add more stress necessarily, even though there's more to do on those days. Because, the outcome is a restful Saturday.
I like it. It's something that, obviously, sometimes life is not going to allow that. But, man, when I can...
That's the Obadiah approach. Feel free to adapt that to your lifestyle and see what you think.
It's not bad.
That feeling when you hear that every school in the state is closed, but yours? Now you know how we feel. It's the worst of the riot on RadioU.
Pizza time.
I did it, Nikki.
You had cauliflower pizza crust.
Cauliflower crust. I went with some friends. We got it out of the frozen foods at the grocery store because they just had pre-made frozen cauliflower crust. So no, we did not make our own. I can't remember the brand. I really should have written it down so I could have told you, but did that and then made our own pizzas. And the pizzas in general, we got some sort of a pizza sauce from a can. It started with a C. I thought that pizza sauce was delicious.
Really?
Yeah. It was
Sometimes
weird.
I forget that there's pizza sauce, and I'll just use marinara sauce.
Sure.
But pizza sauce is a thing.
Yeah, the pizza sauce wasn't easy to find. I thought it would be with the spaghetti. It's not.
It's with the pizza stuff.
It's in its own thing, and so there's a tiny little section this lady had to help us find. So got the pizza sauce, and then had mozzarella and all this stuff. Made these pizzas, and when we were just eating it, I was like, "Hey, this is fine."
Yeah,
it was not as crisp as a regular pizza crust would have been, flour dough.
Did you bake it ahead of time before you then put your toppings on it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. So that crisped it up some, but it wasn't quite the same. And I don't care what anybody says. It tastes like cauliflower.
You think so?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you can taste it.
No.
Yeah, you can.
Even though I just have been gone so long, I don't remember.
It's that thing where you've spent too long without regular pizza crust.
And I will do anything just to have anything like it.
Uh-huh. And so you're like, what are you talking about? It's great. It doesn't taste anything like pizza. It's perfect. This is exactly the way it is.
Well, it can also get, it mimics, because it is such thin pizza crust, kind of cardboardy, depending on
I did not find it to be
the brand and stuff.
It was soft enough when I was eating it, and it, like I said, didn't get crispy. But here was the thing that didn't really work out for me, is that I want you to know that this morning, I am still burping cauliflower.
Really?
I am
really
not.
Bothered you that
I am
much?
not kidding. I woke up and I was like, actually, if you want to know the truth, I woke up, I went running, and I was out running.
Well, that's why you're not supposed to shake the cauliflower. You're not supposed to.
Nikki, it was 12 hours after I'd eaten it.
That's not enough time. That is fibrous.
Oh, my gosh.
I don't know what it's doing, but it's going to stay in your stomach for a while.
I went out for my run, and I ran to the end of my block, which is I don't know, it was 1/10 of a mile, not quite quarter of a mile. And I got to the end, I was like, blah. And I burned out. I was just like, oh my gosh.
The pizza.
Oh my gosh, the cauliflower. And that was not just that all night last night. After about 20 minutes after I ate it, I was like, it wasn't even full burping. It was just a little exhale where you're like, okay.
I really want you to try the Costco one, though.
Cauliflower.
I've never had that.
Cauliflower.
Never.
Oh.
Maybe it was the pizza sauce mixing with the cauliflower, and it was a bad mix.
That could be. But I wasn't burping pizza sauce.
Only the cauliflower.
It was just cauliflower.
Well,
wow.
I like it. And if anybody could come up with a thicker, less calorie cauliflower crust, that'd be awesome.
Well, that'd
be great. That's all I'm looking forward to.
I have noticed about cauliflower crusts, they are so thin. And I feel like they're basically saying, this is the best we could possibly do. Like,
this is all we got.
It's like we had to make it as thin as possible so you would taste it as little as possible. And here's your cauliflower crust.
Well, again, the one brand that I like, it's like 400 and something calories for half the pizza.
Okay.
And at first you're like, oh my gosh, I get to eat half the pizza. That's awesome. Like, that's so great. I'm going to be so full.
And then when the pizza
when you actually eat it, you're like, oh, I could eat like 2 whole pizzas. They're so thin.
You're like, wait, this is a 7-inch pizza. What do you?
It's
what do you mean?
One. I'm glad
half of this is a serving size.
I'm glad you at least tried it.
I did.
And I think cauliflower crust will only get better and better. And like Brooke was texting, like the chicken crust and like the other type of crust we can do. So there's lots of options. I'm just going to keep saying that to myself. That's positive, Nikki. That's me just not eating carbs and just dying.
Man, the future is so bright. The future's so bright.
Everybody's going to accept it.
The future's so bright. Like, it's going to, cauliflower crust is just going to keep getting better and better. I mean, it's got nowhere to go from but up. And it's going to be a bright cauliflower future. Wow. I'm just so excited.
That is how it sounded. I'm sorry.
I'm just so excited.
I miss pizza. I miss pizza. I miss pan pizza. That's what I miss the most. I miss a pan pizza. I don't eat carbs anymore, and I really miss it.
Oh, my gosh.
I miss them.
It's just going to get better and better.
I'm growing. I miss them. I miss it a lot. Oh, my gosh.
It's fine.
No one's sad about it.
Yeah.
No one's sad about it.
Oh, man, what a beautiful future.
It's bright. It's so very bright.
I got to put shades on. It's just too bright.
It's sad. It's okay.
Did you know the Riot can help you see into the future? Every time Obadiah says he likes a show, impress all your friends by correctly predicting it will be canceled by the end of the year.
Canceled. What are you talking about? It's not funny.
Works every time. It's the Riot on RadioU.
So I'm burping cauliflower. Off air, Nikki's burping chia. You know, these are the things that they don't talk to you about with these healthy alternatives.
When you have healthy eating and lately each day, I've been trying to have a smoothie of all like the stuff I should get out of the way. And then I have my vitamins like at the same time. Mm-hmm. Then that way I got all the nastiness in. So like sometimes in the afternoon I will do a chia seed, not hemp seed, but flax seed, and like a collagen smoothie in cashew milk. It's so basic. It's so everything you think it is. And then I'll just try to have that along with a daily multivitamin. That sort of stuff.
And you're doing great.
Yeah, so the cauliflower affects you. I know chia seeds you do not like.
Oh, I can't eat them. I did a whole month with chia seeds, and then my body was like, nope. No. And you know what's funny is I connected with a whole community of people that had the exact same thing that I did, where it was like, hey, after 30 to 40 days of having chia seeds, suddenly my body was like, don't ever give me those again.
I've been trying to tell you each day, but you haven't been listening to me.
You have not been paying attention, and that was the end of that.
And then you won't like my afternoon daily smoothie.
Well, speaking of all this healthy eating, I'm poking in looking at Kevin Smith.
Dude, his picture looks so good.
Yep, I saw him. He hit it up on Instagram. He was talking about over the weekend he's lost 51 pounds. He had a massive heart attack that would have killed him if he had not sought treatment when he did.
Yeah.
He had 100% blockage in one of his arteries, and the doctors basically came back to him and said, you have to lose weight. And so he had already lost, this I didn't know, he had lost
some weight already.
Like 60, 70, 80 pounds or something. And then he had kind of leveled off. And the doctors were like, yeah, no. Well, you got to do more.
He always had that body type because he was in the news a while ago. Was it Southwest or someone kicked him off the flight for being too big? But when you looked at him, he didn't look that big at all.
Not really, yeah.
But he always wears like a hockey jersey and stuff, so you could never really get his body proportion. Like you could never tell. But now when you see him, boy, he lost a lot of weight. And he looks really good.
He looks
a lot younger.
Nikki, he looked good before.
He did look good before.
You know what? I don't think we should.
But he had a lot of blockage. That was a lot.
The thing I think is funny, though, is like, do you guys notice that celebrities can't even lose weight like everybody else? They have to. Here's Kevin Smith's picture on Instagram, and I'm a Weight Watchers ambassador. And it's like,
did he do that?
Gosh,
I didn't know that.
Go.
There was an ad for it?
Absolutely.
Oh, really?
Like,
Kevin.
I'm a Weight Watchers ambassador. And he's like, I've lost this 50 pounds, and now with the help of Weight Watchers, I'm trying to lose 10 more.
That loses some of it for me. That's too bad.
Yeah. Well, Nikki, they have a system that works.
Apparently, according to him.
Oh, my gosh. Well, there he is. Weight Watchers.
Congratulations. That doesn't take away from what he's done.
Hey, no, it's great. It's really impressive. He says that he weighs now what he weighed in high school. So good for you, Kevin Smith. So does he change the name of his Fat Man on Batman podcast?
Oh, is that the podcast he does?
Yes. Or does he just call it Fat Man Podcast? I think it's Fat Man on Batman. I don't know. Every once in a while, when there's a very nerdy movie release, I check in with Kevin Smith to get his take on it.
He used to be in movies like a long time ago and write stuff, but
he now writes, I don't know if he writes, but he directs a lot of the CW DC Universe shows. He's really well known for doing that and loving that. He's also well known for being somebody that, I don't think you could ever put him on the radio. He may have one of the
no filter.
No filter.
No
Maybe
filter
one of
all?
the foulest mouths in podcasting.
That's because in podcasting, you don't need a filter.
They can just do whatever they want.
On the radio, you need a filter.
You know what, Nikki? That's why we're doing so well. We just keep it all in.
Filter intact is just fine.
Keep it all in. So if anybody wants me to be an ambassador for something like a cauliflower crust or something,
let him know. He's available for sponsorships.
The Worst of the Riot box set is now available nowhere because we know you wouldn't want it anyway. It's The Worst of the Riot on RadioU.
Who's tired of paying for streaming services?
Oh, me.
Or, you know what?
I did cut back, but I'm still tired of it.
Who's tired of stealing passwords for streaming services?
Oh, yeah. It's like, well, you're still borrowing. You're not stealing, you're borrowing.
I see hands going up, but they're not going up very high.
You're a part of a family plan, and your family just doesn't know it.
Family's just trying to help you out, all right? It's
hey, nowadays, sometimes I feel like it's our parents and grandparents that try to take our stuff.
Oh, I've been there.
So I wouldn't say it's...
I've had someone ask me, hey, can I get your password? And I'm like, no, get your own.
Where they should be paying for it, or they're the ones paying for yours.
Yeah, well, you know what? Here's a way for you to binge, but not have to pay for it. Twitch yesterday started up their new binge-worthy show. Have you ever heard of it? It's a Pokemon.
They always pick weird shows for their streams.
Well, I think it's because it's whatever they can get
the licensing for.
Or
I mean,
whatever.
What was the last one? Did they do The Simpsons or no? That wasn't that. It was
no, that was FX that did the Simpsons marathon.
But Twitch,
they did a Bob Ross Joy of Painting marathon.
Yes, that was one of them.
That was a thing, and they also did.
They were doing a K drama one.
They did Mr. Rogers.
Mr. Rogers,
where they were streaming every episode of Mr. Rogers. Well, it looks like they're going to stream almost every episode of Pokemon ever. 932 episodes. It will go from yesterday
till the day we die. Or maybe not that long.
Monday through Friday.
Is it just on the one channel and they just let it go?
No, it looks like they're doing episodes will run for 8 hours Monday through Thursday, with Friday and Saturday reserved for reruns, and movies airing Sundays at 1.
Pokemon movies airing, or just any movies?
I believe that to be Pokemon movies.
Okay.
Yeah, so,
well, remember, Amazon owns Twitch, so I'm sure they're helping them.
I don't know how everybody else is watching Twitch, but you know how I watch Twitch? Twitch is my second screen. Mm-hmm. And so, let's say that I'm sitting down for yet another long run through No Man's Sky, and I'm like, well, I can listen to, or kind of out of the corner of my eye, pay attention to somebody else. And so someone who is game streaming, I'll pull up their game stream and I'll have it on my tablet sitting there while I'm playing the game or whatever. And so if Twitch is... and maybe they wouldn't like me saying this, but if it's throwaway content, we're hey, we're streaming Mr. Rogers. They're all right, I got Mr. Rogers in the corner down here, and he's making me feel good about the land of make-believe while I play my video games.
Why not?
Okay.
Or they're anticipating some of their people to be enhanced.
Oh,
and something along those lines that is more creative.
You could be onto something there.
Could be what someone who's enhanced is looking at watching and will watch. So maybe they're just like, yeah, just put whatever on it.
You could be onto something there, Nikki. You could.
You're listening to The Riot. Voted #1 morning show. Among toddlers aged 2 to 5. Among people with hearing problems. Among dogs who bark at loud noises. Among relatives of Obadiah. Among people who lie in surveys. The Riot, Radio U.
Hey, Nikki, I've got a favorite for you right here. I got a word for you. Are you ready?
Sure.
That word is explosive.
Oh, don't say it. Don't you dare say the next medical term.
Why not?
Don't you dare.
Why?
Don't. You can work in numbers only, but that's it.
You know what? This is censorship, is what this is.
I will censor you with that. You're not saying it.
This is freedom of speech that is being abridged right now.
People are eating breakfast and having a nice morning, and you're not going to say that word.
Let me side note you. I got some great cereal talk for us in a minute, but let's stay on topic here. McDonald's has now officially given more than 500 people in 16 states explosive symptoms.
Numbers only.
Symptoms. I said symptoms.
And congratulations, McDonald's.
Symptoms.
Congratulations.
You did
Congratulations.
It. You did it.
Your salad. Na, 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 na.
Yeah, so it's, like I said, official. It was first reported in May in Illinois and Iowa, but now it's been figured out 16 states, over 500 people picked up cyclospora.
Woo! I think what's funny with the McDonald's thing is it doesn't pick up steam like Chipotle does. The same number with sickness, even though that's from like a Chipotle, allegedly, that gets national news. And this, you're like, out of how many people that eat, I'm surprised.
I actually agree with you. I feel like it's weird that McDonald's, I wouldn't say they've gotten a pass.
Not away with it, but
like it shows up in the news, but nobody is like, I'm not going to McDonald's. But with Chipotle, they have something that goes wrong and people are like, I am not going to Chipotle.
Maybe because it's isolated to the salads and not that many people get the salads anyway. So that's what people's difference is.
I want you to know that that's exactly what I think it is.
Because you're like, well, the nuggets are fine. I'm still eating the nuggets.
When people talk about getting sick on a McDonald's salad, you're like, well, what did you expect? It's salad at McDonald's.
Why did you get a fast food salad?
What are you doing? But with Chipotle, you're like, wait, I was going there because that's antibiotic-free, farm-fresh, something. It's
also, you don't know what got you sick there, and it's the mystery of it being the entire store. Like, you're just not sure. This is isolated to the salads, and they know that.
That is also true. Chipotle's like, we don't know what it is, but everybody come in and eat anyway. And McDonald's is like,
we're not selling them until they're fixed. It's fine.
It's the salad. And you know what? In fairness, these people that ate our salad really did lose some weight. I'll tell you, like, low cyclospora
doesn't do you so hard.
Truth be told, it's really just a cleanse. You know, we're just cleaning you out. So
you're
no big
welcome.
Deal. And you know what? When you're all done getting empty, come on back for some nuggets. We'll fill you up.
No, you say that, and you think anytime you get like a stomach bug or like a little 24-hour stomach flu, you're like, oh, it's not going to be bad. But sometimes that is the worst feeling over like a cold or sinus infection any day, because that is weird.
Oh, no, I would take...
You feel really bad.
I would take a sinus infection any day of the week over anything having to do with anything below my neck.
No, go below the lungs,
below my lungs. Right there.
So McDonald's is still keeping people updated.
Mm-hmm. So they're working on it.
Ever grab milk right out of the fridge to pour in your cereal, only to realize that your stupid roommate left an empty carton in the fridge? That emptiness is nothing compared to how you're about to feel. It's the worst of the Riot on Radio U.
I wouldn't say I'm self-conscious about it. I'm not. I feel good. No. Oh, it's fine.
Sometimes when people come at it that way, though, it
just shows that they are.
It means like you are.
I want to show you something. All right, are you ready?
Yeah. Are you picking your shoe up?
Yeah.
What's wrong with your shoe? Do you have a hole in it?
No, I don't. In fact, that's actually what I want to show you. I want to show you this shoe.
Yeah, it's wrinkly at the front.
I mean, it's been worn. It's been worn. Do you know how old this shoe is?
A year old?
It is a year old.
Yeah.
Don't you think it looks like a spring chicken?
Young and fresh.
Don't you think that looks like a fresh young shoe?
Yeah, why?
Well, that's the thing that I'm amazed by.
You kept your shoes clean?
Well, no. Okay, so like for a few years, I wore these Puma shoes that I had, and I loved them. Loved them.
Yeah.
Of course, they discontinued them. And so I tried a couple of other different Puma shoes that I was like I didn't like them. And so I tried them on, but I didn't actually buy them. And so then I ended up buying these Adidas. They look like Sambas, but they're technically called Hamburg.
Oh.
No.
The iceberg made of hamburgers.
Obadiah gets a hamburger shoe. I know.
They last forever.
So cliche. But
like a hamburger from a fast food restaurant.
My Puma shoes had to be replaced every 9 to 11 months or so. Like they would wear out. I have been wearing these Adidas shoes almost every day for a year. Look at the bottom of them.
The sole looks really good. Is there any cushion left in it, or are they're fine?
They're perfectly fine. They're still really comfortable. I wear them every single day.
Don't throw them.
All right. Well, it's for emphasis. I got a grip. I got a grip.
He's talking with the shoe. Well, that's good. Yay!
Well, I know, but I don't understand. And this didn't occur to me until I ended up in a conversation with somebody who was like, oh, yeah, I got some new shoes. And then I was like, I haven't had new shoes in a year.
But I feel like our day-to-day shoes, like those are supposed to last longer than your running shoes.
I'm not saying they shouldn't, okay? I've had the same running shoes for a year. I'm running, 12 miles a week? Which
are you lighter on your feet?
It's not a lot. 12 miles is not a lot. Nobody's getting impressed with my 12-mile runs. I get it. But they're fine.
They're still good.
Like I'm getting the support I need.
Hey, you shouldn't have brought it up, though.
Oh, you think I've just jinxed it?
You have, because tomorrow the shoes can be like, well, I can fall apart now.
Just completely apart. I just can't get over it, dude. Like this weekend, I haven't paid much attention to them. I picked them up and I was like, man, that's
good job. Do you wash them?
No.
Put them in the washer?
I have not done any maintenance on this shoe at all. Like nothing. Just put it on every day and wear it. And it just continues to be
don't touch the bottom.
Well, it's too late now. I'm going to put my hands in my mouth after this. just get.
That's just what he does during songs.
That's what I do. Sometimes you get a little.
It keeps him calm.
I'll tell you what it does. It keeps my antibodies up. It's for my immune system. You know, I just start licking the bottoms of my shoes, and I figure after that,
it's fine.
Who needs a vaccine?
I can't get anything. I've already got it.
I've got everything in my body. It's no big deal. I just thought it was weird. How often do you have to get shoes like this? Because you wear, I don't pay attention. You had Pumas for a while.
Maybe, Vans. I usually do Vans every maybe 2.5 years.
Wow, okay. So you're telling me
that's like the Volkswagen of cars.
that I'm on.
You're on your way.
I'm moving into a 2-year cycle on shoes.
You are on your way. Keep going. Keep going.
That's borderline weird.
Remember, if you can just make it through the rest of the riot, then you can probably make it through the rest of the week. And through the next several months. And then it'll practically be Christmas. The Riot on RadioU.
What was that, in July? Or was it June? I can't remember. When did I go see the Statue of Liberty?
You went.
That was in June.
Yeah, you went in June.
It was towards the end of June.
You went to New York City.
I went to New York City, I took in a Broadway show, and went to the Statue of Liberty. And when I was standing there looking at the Statue of Liberty, which, by the way, was enormously cooler than I thought it would be.
I've only taken the ferry past it, the free ferry. Like, I've never gone and done it.
I
didn't think it'd be worth it.
I was super jaded about it. Just like, you know what? It's a waste of time. You get over there. You've seen it in every movie, every whatever. And my bitter, cynical heart showed up at the Statue of Liberty and was like, this thing is awesome.
And you had a good time.
I thought the Statue of Liberty was just way freaking cool. I got to go up in the pedestal. I wish I had paid the extra or whatever to climb to the top. I should have just gone all the way. If I had it to do over again.
You would have.
I'd changed my world. But I didn't. So I got to go on the pedestal and stuff. But it was really cool. But one of the thoughts I had was, like, man, they don't do things like this anymore. Nobody makes big statues like this and whatever. And
Vegas, they have some stuff.
You know what?
The replicas.
I don't feel like that.
Is that
counts.
not good enough for you? It's still a big statue.
It's not good enough for me.
You just want it to be for like a
altruistic reasons.
A country or a government sort of reason.
Well, little did I know that, did you know in India, they are building a statue like that?
What is it
When
for?
it gets done, it's going to be twice the height of the Statue of Liberty. And they say that it's almost completed. They've been working on it for 5 years. And it is a tribute to Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel. And if I didn't get it right, I can't spell it for you because it take you forever to get it right.
That.
But it's going to be 600 feet tall.
It's the Statue of Unity?
I thought when when I saw the picture, I actually thought it was photoshopped. I was like, that's not real. It's real. And they're it's almost done.
It'll be done by October 25th, ahead of its inauguration on October 31st. The birth of that person.
Yeah, so it is 5 times the height of the statue of Christ the Redeemer, which you find in Rio de Janeiro.
Other one.
And yeah, there you go. It will be the largest statue in the world. It's kind of cool. Like that. I just think it's cool. I don't know that I am in a hurry to go see it, but I think it's amazingly cool that they're just doing a public work, like building a thing.
Sure. I guess I need to see other pictures because with this, it's covered, like it's surrounded by mountains with nothing else. Whereas we're used to in New York, like it's surrounded by other things. So you'd already kind of be there to see it. There, I wonder how big that area is. Are you supposed to travel there to go, see it? I'm not sure.
Well, I went to the Statue of Liberty Museum, which is built into the pedestal, and learned a lot about how it got made. One of the things I love about it is that when it was being made, it was incredibly controversial. Everyone was talking about what a waste of money it was. Why are we spending money on this? Like all this stuff. And I'm like, man, people were just like, that's like now, but then.
It's the same.
It's the same.
And that make you feel better. It's always been this way.
Yeah, we're always like, people are so negative nowadays. No, they've always been negative. It's always been like that.
It's nice to know.
No big deal. So I would love to see a documentary on how this thing's gotten built. And, Nikki, when we do our Asian tour, we'll just make sure we swing through India so we can get a peek at this thing.
That sounds good. They're like, what are you guys doing here? We're here for that.
The
we
statue
love to see statues.
Yeah. We'll have a guide/translator that will tell them what we're there for because we can't pronounce it. But you know what? Our limitations should not stop us from appreciating that art. I still want to see it.
The worst of the riot. It's like Lucky Charms, but no marshmallows. RadioU.
I don't know if anybody else is feeling it, but do you feel like there's just a war on Fortnite? It's like everywhere you go, someone's talking about it, and they're talking about it in negative terms.
Well, it depends on who you're around. But yes, a lot of times you're either meeting someone who's currently not paying attention to you because they are playing Fortnite, or you're meeting someone who's never played it, doesn't understand it, and is against it. So it's one or the other.
Or you're meeting an adult that's just a total buzzkill. They're like...
That's the other person.
No, you're not playing Fortnite. I was reading where...
Or your boss.
All right, now it's getting real. Now it's getting real, okay?
Yeah, they're like, please don't play anymore. And you're like, come on.
What do you mean, please don't play anymore? This is my study of culture. It's important. This is part of the show. We're going to talk about it on the show, okay? Okay. So here we have more Fortnite news. Wait, the other thing I wanted to tell you. I saw where somebody was saying that, at their school, they will get suspended if they're found playing Fortnite.
You mean a break? They'll get a break?
They'll get a break.
To play more Fortnite.
For more Fortnite.
Oh! It depends on how strict your parents are.
You guys see how Nikki can take anything negative and turn it into a positive? It's about your outlook.
That's what I think of.
It's about your outlook. And you know what, Nikki? I think you're new. I got it. Eyes up here. And a lot of people are like, oh, that's a don't stare at my body thing. No. Eyes up here is eyes up towards the positive future.
That's right.
Earlier in the show, we found out about all the bright cauliflower future that's coming. And Nikki's just bringing that to Fortnite.
I got vacation for days because I don't have to go to school anymore.
It's perfect.
I got class off.
I got nothing to worry about. So,
what's the worst they're going to do to you guys? You don't go at all?
You know, you have to be careful with that attitude.
I know, that's got me in trouble too. So it can be a blessing or a curse.
You know, guys, I'll be by to collect my paychecks, but no, I don't have to come in and be here. Okay? Just make sure.
I said that was just for school. You don't treat your job like that.
Oh, you don't?
But you have to be good in school to sometimes get a job. So it's a catch. It's fine.
It is a very complicated web we're weaving over here. It is. But Epic Games has announced that they are wanting to come up with more ways to do esports with Fortnite. And so they've given very few, if almost any at all, details about the fact that they say that they have a robust competition system that they are putting into place later this year. I'll give you the exact details, or their wording, not the details, because there are none. We are aware of a strong desire from competitive players for more opportunities to compete directly against one another within the same match. Development recently began for a robust competition system, which will allow for all players to compete with one another and be recognized for their accomplishments. That sounds a lot like what they call a ladder. So if you would go like play StarCraft or whatever, there are different tiers of competition.
Yeah.
And so it sounds like they're developing probably a tiered competition, though it doesn't say that.
But that seems like where that's going.
That would be the speculation, that there would be different levels when it comes to Fortnite. So, man, in the meantime, everybody's all Fortnite, and I'm like, man, look at me mining for copper in No Man's Sky.
And soon to be Spider-Man. Your affections will move right away from that, and in just a few short weeks, you're going to be over on that side.
You're right, dude. It's 1 week from Friday. I'll be Spider-Man. Doing the things.
You've been counting down a long time for that game.
I know,
so it'll be
dude.
nice when it's finally here.
I am excited about it. I need to go do my trade and get my pre-order on so I can just pick it up and be ready. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Need to be ready, Nikki. And you know what? I'll have it for the fundraiser. And every time I'm not on the air, I'll be on the Spider-Man.
Doing that. You
Believe
can guarantee
it, friend. Believe it. It will happen.
The Riot.
Apparently, some of the less athletic types go nuts for this stuff.
RadioU.
So, Nikki, let's talk YouTube.
Yeah.
Did you see a little something they're going to be adding to their app? Something you don't want them to add.
So what would that be?
It's something called Time Watched.
Time watched?
So
you can actually see how long you've been watching it? Oh, that's not why would you add that?
That'll give you a little something to tell you like, hey.
So you can be aware, and that seems like something that like a parent council or something like that is telling YouTube to do to be better. Something like that.
They say it's part of an initiative.
I knew that word was coming.
Did you?
I knew it was initiative.
That Google started in May. I haven't heard anything about it, but they call it digital well-being. And the idea is they want to curb smartphone addiction. Mm-hmm. And that's what Google says. So it's part of a bunch of tools, and I haven't looked at any of the other ones that they say they're going to be launching that will allow you to bundle all of your notifications into one notification every day. So I don't know about you guys, but my phone is always like, ping, 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 touch me, love me, ping, 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 don't put me down, ping. You know?
Yeah, pretty much.
So Google's saying like, hey, what if it was just a ping?
One
and
big
it
one.
was all the pings.
Uh-huh.
So that's part of their
Unless it was
idea.
a more urgent notification.
Well, I'm sure
you can
that
tinker with it.
You'll be able to set levels, but I do sometimes when they're like, hey, just to let you know, some guy you've never followed, but a friend of a friend of a friend of a friend followed is live. You're like, okay.
Don't need that one.
Sure, I'm glad I grabbed my phone for that. Thanks, guys.
This would let you know, though, as a part of that initiative on your well-being that, hey, you spent, during your one big notification of the day, they could let you know that you've spent so many hours.
Oh, yeah.
Or no judgment, minutes, hours.
To be clear, it's not going to judge you.
No one knows. It's just telling you.
It's just going to give you the data.
Yeah.
How long have you been watching YouTube today?
Now, I see
that hand, Nikki. I see that hand.
I just want to bring something up. This is not an excuse or anything like that.
Okay.
But if this is
you're going to tell me it's part of your job, is that what this is? No.
Good call,
Different
though.
excuse.
Different excuse. That one works in other areas. But if this is a part of their digital well-being for smartphone and curbing spending so much time on our phone.
Come on.
Now, I still watch YouTube on my phone, even in front of my TV, which is not my phone. So technically, I don't think my YouTube minutes count because I could be watching it on my TV and it wouldn't, ding me for that.
It still counts.
No, it doesn't.
And to be
That's
clear,
not a smartphone addiction on my TV. I just choose to watch it on my phone.
But they're just going to track over. So anywhere that you're signed into YouTube.
It.
So it's not just going to track your YouTube usage on your phone.
Yeah.
If you're watching it on your NVIDIA Shield that you can't seem to sell.
I'm just saying if this is to curb our phone addiction, that shouldn't count.
Yeah. Nikki, you need to get a Chromecast.
Why?
Because then you
I could just
start
sling with all my other stuff.
Then you could start watching YouTube on your TV.
I can already.
Well, why don't you?
I don't want to. I just like to watch it on my phone. I can already throw it from my phone.
You need to start watching it on TV.
Why?
Because I said so.
I have it logged in and everything. I can. I just don't want to.
You just choose not to.
Choose not to.
Okay.
My phone's right there.
I know, so's the TV.
But
it's so neglected.
It's fine.
It called me the other day and was like, I don't understand what I'm doing wrong.
Please speak with her about it, will you?
Nikki's very sizist. She likes small things.
Apparently. Oh, yeah, I'll use it when I get home.
The Riot.
They hate me. They hate you. They hate us.
Why else would they make us listen to the worst of the Riot? RadioU.
What is DC Comics better at than anybody else?
Well, that's a good one.
If you were about to say giving you Batman stuff that doesn't have Batman in it, you are completely and totally correct.
Zing.
So what do you get? Gotham. It's a show all about Batman, except
no Batman.
Batwoman. It's a show in the Batman universe, but
no Batman.
No Batman. A Joker movie. It's a movie about the Joker in the Batman universe, but
no Batman.
That's exactly
He's busy.
right.
Batman's doing other stuff.
What the heck are we doing?
I feel like they're still also trying to decide, like, who should be Batman, or should we continue with Ben Affleck, or I don't know. I just feel like ever since Justice League, you know, like even the press tour,
apart. They don't even know.
Just didn't even seem like they were all in agreement.
Everybody was on the same page.
Yeah, so I don't even know.
You know, Nikki, you're onto something.
Yeah, it could be.
Like, you're onto
DC
something.
doesn't even know what to do.
That's true, but you know, they're making a Joker movie. That thing's happening.
They're making 2.
Well, they're 200.
So which one is this one?
Well, they say that this Joker movie, it's going to be the one with
Jared.
No, not Jared Leto. It's the other one. It's
you're gonna have to give me more.
The guy who went on Letterman and just sat there. Joaquin Phoenix.
Oh, I didn't know that. I forgot about him.
Yeah, he's going to be the Joker.
It'll be a great one.
Am I really missing it?
No. There's 2.
Yeah.
There's 2 Joker movies, and the one's the other guy who was in Suicide Squad, and this is that one.
See what a mess it is? Do you guys see? Like right now, you're like, wait, what?
It's a mess. It's a mess.
You know what we want? We want 2 Batman movies without Batman in them. That's what we need. Yeah. Because, like, I got to tell you,
it's hard.
Who cares about the Joker if Batman's not in it?
Some people do.
Put your hand down. Put it down. You're wrong. That's the wrong thing to say.
But you don't know. Maybe with Joaquin Phoenix, it'll be a very in-depth, like, look at it, and it'll be so intense. You can't have any other characters.
Nikki, look at me.
I'm looking at you.
Don't look past me. Look at me.
Yes.
You see these eyes?
Yes.
These are 2 eyes that know.
That know that Batman should be in there?
We don't need a freaking Joker movie. You need a good Batman movie.
All right. So is that what your criticism is?
Well, no. Here we go. Alec Baldwin. You ready for it? He's just been cast as...
The Joker's dad?
Batman's dad.
Oh!
I know. Let's do a Batman movie that has Batman characters and Batman's dad. Hey, I got one. I got it.
He's passionate about it.
What if we put Batman in it?
No, not ready.
What if Batman?
Not ready yet.
No.
He needs to be saved for certain movies, and this is not it.
So stupid.
They can't overuse Batman.
Guys, Batman's dad's not cool. The Joker's not cool. Commissioner Gordon's not cool. Batman that's cool.
Where the money is.
Oh man, whatever. No, and DC's like, we don't know why we can't get it right. We put Batman and Superman in a movie. That didn't work. What if we took them out? We left everybody in, but we took them out. They're the problem. It's Superman and Batman that are the problems. We're gonna pull all of them out.
Yeah. Okay.
What?
All right. Well, I can see you really have some feelings about this.
Hey, listen.
You do.
Put me in that meeting.
I know you got a lot to say.
Meetings.
You got a lot to say.
I hate meetings, but I'm going to fix some stuff in that meeting.
So, DC, you can have him for like a week if you need it to get some things on track.
The problem is not Batman. The problem is this room. You're all fired.
So Chase did text, we can't get a proper Batman movie until we get Christian Bale back. So he likes Christian Bale when he was Batman.
Fine, bring him back.
There's other people now. I feel like we got a lot of good actors who could take over Batman.
Do you know they spent like somewhere north of $300 million marketing Batman v Superman? I can get you Christian Bale. Okay. I can write a check that guy can't say no to.
You could do that.
I know. You hate the Riot. Why are they on the radio?
Stupid. Yeah.
Honestly, we can't trust them with anything else. It's The Riot on RadioU.
I wish you guys...
I don't.
I wish that you guys could have been in the studio a few minutes ago to get a dose of real.
I don't want them to know that part.
What?
I feel bad. I don't want to be critical of him as an actor.
Okay, well, Ryan from Midland, he just texted in and he said, hey, how about Jason Statham as Batman? And I was like, yeah, sure. Go ahead, Nikki.
I don't like Jason Statham
I thought you did.
As a depth actor. I feel like you want to bring to Batman a lot of layers.
Okay.
Okay. And Jason Statham does not have the layers in the craft.
What does he have, Nikki?
I can't do it now.
She goes, he's got one look.
Like he's got, no, he even makes
That's the noise she made. She's
he is a great action actor, but that does not, again, require a lot of depth. So I feel like we need to go outside of him.
Okay.
And try to find someone else. Now you will never be able to watch anything.
Well, I'll
remember,
never be able to
that.
see Jason Statham without hearing you go.
And I'm sorry if you like him too. I feel he might not bring the Batman game.
I'll tell you what else we found out about off air that I did not know about. Nikki has absolutely no love for Matt Damon.
Nothing to give for that. What movie has he ever done that I've liked?
I don't know. What about the Bourne movies?
No.
Good Will Hunting?
No.
Like when he's crying?
Nope.
It's not your fault. It's not your fault.
It's not your fault. His movie.
Okay. All right.
And then there's a list in there.
Like he has other The Martian.
No, we have that, but we've never watched it.
I do own it, and I have never watched it.
Me too.
All right. You have it too?
Well, it's free on Amazon,
Okay,
so technically
same
I
thing.
do.
All right. Well, look, let's see. I right now can't think of any other movies he's been in. I was asking Nikki about The Great Wall. The movie where he's like, everybody hated it because they were like, it's the white savior problem. And I was like, I don't know. There's on the wall.
You really were selling it.
I was just thinking, I was like, maybe I should watch that because I think that's also free on something. And Nikki's like, his man bun couldn't save that movie.
See, I don't know why. You're not giving me anybody that I like as an actor.
Okay, well, let's see. Matt Damon, actor. Let's take a look here. Scrolling all the... Oh, yeah, he was on 30 Rock. I forgot about that. What about the Ocean's movies?
No, because George Clooney also...
Because Nikki hates George Clooney.
No, and see, I don't hate everybody. I just...
Don't you?
It seems like it,
Don't
doesn't
you?
it? No, I don't. I just don't go see their movies.
Let's see. Okay, Bourne, Oceans. He's
stuck with that.
The Departed.
Which one was that one?
That was the one with him and wait for it, Leonardo DiCaprio.
I missed that one.
That's on Netflix too. In fact, Eric watched that just recently. Green Zone, True Grit,
no,
The Adjustment Bureau. His run as Carol on 30 Rock is pretty good.
Oh, is it?
I just got done watching 30 Rock. House of Lies.
No.
Elysium.
We don't have to keep going through his.
The Monuments Men. Interstellar.
No.
Dude.
I don't like...
I mean, if you like Matt Damon now, if you watch Interstellar, you gonna hate him then. Because I'll tell you what he does on Interstellar, you're just like, I'm gonna hurt that guy. He was also in The Great Wall.
So it's a powerful list.
You know, like
powerful.
I'll tell you this: he's making money, he's printing it.
Yes, it's fine,
but he's just not good enough for you.
It's not good enough. It's just not my style.
It's not good enough for you.
No,
so,
it's
okay,
good
give
enough.
me a leading man that works for you.
I can't tell you. You can't put me on the spot. I just have to feel the movie.
I already know what it is.
It's not Chris
Hemsworth. It's Chris Hemsworth and Chris Pine. It's the Chris's.
It's not one of the Chris's.
Matt Damon is good enough. He's good enough, Nikki.
Okay.
Hey.
All right, well, we'll
and
leave
I
it
think
at
Jason
that.
Statham could be fine as Batman under the right circumstances.
I don't know how you're saying that.
Under the right circumstances.
I don't know how you're saying that
it's
at all.
going to require the right
We've seen his movies.
Circumstances. Like if Batman is being hired as a getaway driver and he doesn't have a lot of dialogue.
And there's the Meg in it somewhere.
And there's a giant shark.
There. That seems more like perfect.
And Batman's like, oh.
Worst of the Riot, not enough? Not enough. Check the blog and all things Riot at riot.radiou.com.
Nikki's been spending the last 20 minutes trying to find who she thinks would make a good Batman.
I am. Everybody's texting in and saying Mark Wahlberg. That's a very interesting choice.
No.
But I still haven't really landed on someone yet.
Yeah.
Even though I thought Tom Hardy would be great, and then you reminded me he was Bane. So I was like, well, maybe can he cross over?
Nobody
he
has
was
to
bad
know.
first, and now he's good.
Nobody has to know.
It'd be an interesting storyline for Batman.
Sure. Bane is Batman.
Yeah.
I think they actually did that. Or was that Azrael? I can't remember.
Something like that.
Here's the thing. Anytime you start talking about comic books this much, I can promise you, whatever crazy off-the-wall idea you have, they did that at least one time.
Already in a comic book?
Yeah, it's like somewhere somebody did that, whatever. Speaking of crazy off-the-wall ideas, was it earlier today or was it yesterday that we were talking about that Xbox leasing program?
Yesterday or last week?
I don't remember, but I do know
Guys, the days blend together.
They do blend together. But all the, it's real now. Like, the details have come out. Yeah, Xbox All Access. And it's not a leasing program. They're saying it's a financing program. So you go in and you have to go to a Microsoft store and you've got an option. You can get an Xbox One S bundle. That's the white one that is HD but not 4K. Or an Xbox One X bundle that is the black one that is 4K. And what they're saying, the Xbox One S does like Netflix at 4K, but the games aren't in 4K. That you get it bundled with Xbox Live Gold and with Xbox Game Pass for 2 years. And they say it's a financing thing, and at the end of it, you own the console.
Oh, now that's different. When we first started talking about it, it was like assumed that you would turn in the console.
And they say that if you do the math with the Live Gold and the Xbox, the Game Pass subscriptions and everything, the math checks out, which is kind of a lot.
Well, sometimes with financing, you're realizing you're paying a lot more at the end.
Right.
Because you couldn't pay it all at first.
So they say, nope, this is basically you taking the price of 2 years of Xbox Live and Xbox Game Pass plus an Xbox,
combining
and you're paying it monthly over 2 years.
Not bad. I mean, they want you to get the console. That's the thing. They want you to have it. If you don't have it, you won't spend money on anything else. So if they get you into that when you would have said no because you can't afford it in the first place, then you'll buy games. You'll buy expansion packs. You'll buy accessories.
What it's really about at this point, and I know this will sound crazy, but go with me, is it's not about right now. It's not. They want you to buy an Xbox now so that you'll buy the next Xbox.
Sure.
Like right now,
and that's smart.
The real race is Microsoft has, if it's a race and they're whatever, they lost this time around. PlayStation has beat them out. But what they want to do is they want to keep the brand strong so that when it's time for the next series of consoles, you'll be like, oh, I'm definitely going to get an Xbox.
Sure.
That's what they want it to be.
And what you do say you want to get a console, and you're like, well, should I get a Switch? Should I get an Xbox or PlayStation? And they're like, no, I can't afford any of it, but I can.
I could do $25 a month.
You do the financing. So it's smart, though. It's up to you on if you feel like if we're supposed to buy something when we don't have the money.
Right. I don't believe you can do it online. I think you have to go into a Microsoft store.
They got to look at you.
They want to look into
you
your
in the
eyes
and make you promise you're going to pay them each month.
This was the worst of the riots, and we'd like to congratulate you on having the stomach to stick around to the very end. The Riot exists because RadioU exists, and RadioU only exists because of your support. Find out more and give now at RadioU.com/donate.
I've never had that.
Cauliflower.
Never.
Oh.